Welcome to PeopleTools Tech Tips. I'm Randall Groncki. So, you need more technicals. Hi. If you're still with us, I assume you need more technical assets on your PeopleSoft implementation, or maybe any software implementation. So, the answer, if you need more technicals, invest in your functionals. I've been at PeopleSoft Tech for about 30 years now. So, I am one of the code geeks. And my experience and my point of view with all this is from being in the trenches of businesses all over the United States and Europe, and how we apply PeopleSoft to business. The times where I feel that I have been the best, most effective technical asset out there is when I've been paired with a fantastic functional lead that knew how to apply the PeopleSoft assets to the business. So it was definitely a Batman-Robin situation, but let me get it clear. I was the Robin, the functional was the Batman. So in a way, this video and the accompanying essay that I wrote about this, please see the link below, is about, I feel, businesses are not properly investing in their functional resources. Now, what is the difference between a technical and a functional? So we'll start with the technical. These are code geeks like me that like getting into the tool sets and the architecture and creating assets and maintaining and developing and changing and doing all those things that are required to maintain the software. But at the end of the day, we have these very expensive assets in a garage sitting there not being used. Well, that brings into functionals. Our functionals are the gap between those technical assets and applying them to the business. So, in a way, this essay, this video, is my love letter to some of the most fantastic functionals that I've worked with in my career. And that's Melody and Tommy and Robin and Angie and Jen and Susan and so many others. Thank you so much, because I was doing the best when I was working for you. So, what is the problem with the investment in functionals, and how can we improve that? Well, a lot of times we just take this smart person out of HR or payroll or accounting or accounts receivable or some other place and say, you are now the functional. You've maybe worked with PeopleSoft a couple weeks or whatever. Here's a stack of test cases and maybe a video or something like that. You are a new functional. Well, that smart person is overwhelmed and they only have this small myopic view of the system. What we need is that trained functional that understands the entire module, the setup, and how it goes together. And then for those modules that stand on top of other modules, like payroll, we need that functional to understand not only the payroll, but the HR and the benefits, because they roll up into the payroll module. The bottom line is that functional is the gap between the technical and the business. You have a great functional resource, you have a properly configured system, and you have happy users who know how to use their system. So, my thought here is, let's take that person that we're pulling and we're overwhelming with these test scripts in the video and say, let's not be the sum total of their education. If they like being a functional, if they like to start, let's just be the start. Let's send them to school. Let's get them totally trained so they can look and understand the system. How many times on an implementations have we made customizations, bolt-on modules, or worse, installed third-party applications to do some tasks that, bottom line, PeopleSoft already could do? We spent money, resources, and time to redo something that was already there, and most times is because we didn't understand what was there and the functional people didn't know. No, is that on them? No, they didn't have the resources and the training. So, the TLDR is, if you want better technicals, invest in your functionals. Let's not take that smart person and give them a stack and leave it there. Let's invest in them. Let's train them so they understand the full software suite, so we can apply it and we don't waste the business's time and resources. And for me, that frees me up as a technical to create more better things under the guidance of that functional, instead of wasting a lot of my time and resources following up on issues that were inadvertently created by the functionals not totally understanding what their job was. So if you want more better technicals, invest in your functionals. Let's take that person, that's that smart person is trying really hard, and invest and give them the training so they can provide the value to your organization that you're spending on this stuff. The organization has spent so much money and resources and time on these software implementations, and to not fully utilize it because you haven't fully invested and brought in your functionals. It's just it's horrible. So what do you think? Do you think we need to invest more in our functionals? That functionals drive the value of the assets that technicals create? Or maybe you have a different opinion that it's okay to just pull that smart person out and the scripts are good enough for them to learn and get the job done and move on. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to our channel, and we'll see you next time here on PeopleTools Tech Tips.